So I was minding my business, doing work over there on my computer, trying to do some business, entrepreneurship things. And then I get these messages from my OneDrive, memories, this time something. So anyway, this was one of the pictures that came up. There's another one. I'll go into that one. But this one, can you see it? I don't think they will mind me showing their pictures here. This is my brother, my elder brother, my younger sister, my niece, late grandma, this woman, military officer. She ran her household like, how you say, commander-in-chief. This is my mom. My mom's exactly like her mother. My elder sister. I don't remember this girl's name, young lady. I hear now they call them house managers. It used to be house help back in my days, but she's a house manager. She will be a house manager now. My niece is the one I told I was going to start a YouTube channel, and she told me to do it. Told I was going to start vlogging. I remember I said vlog. She said Auntie Choma is vlogging. So she told me yes, I should do it. I wanted to share a little bit about my grandma, my late grandma. Spent some time with her, and she taught us life lessons. I remember one time, this I will not forget. You know, when we stayed with her, we'll go to school and then we'll have to go to the farm. We learned how to harvest yam, cook things from the ground. We will plant cassava. We will plant yam. She made, me and my younger sister, we had our own garden back home. And we were in charge of it, of what we planted in there, the seeds we planted. We would weed the grass. We would pull, because the yams, when they start to germinate, their branches or whatever you call them, will it sprouts up and it curls and curls and curls. So you have to get stick, put it next to the yam so that those things, forget what they call them, will wind up on the, instead of just being on the grass and then getting into wind with the grass, then they will just have their own anchor, something like that. So we did that, and then when it was time to harvest it, we'll be the one to go harvest our yams, bring it back, bring it out. Not just yam, we did cassava. Cassava was it was in every farm, it was in every garden, cassava. But you needed bigger lands for cassava, because I think they take up more space. Those tuber roots, whatever they call them. So they take up space when they mature. So you needed bigger lands for the cassava. Usually they do cassava separately. They don't even do them with other plants. But yam, you can sometimes do with other plants like tomatoes, pepper. We had, we call it ugu, vegetable leaf, water leaves, different kinds of leaves that we had in the garden. But anyway, there was one time, because this is what happened when I was working, and this thing popped up, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta talk about this. So when we were in school, I was in primary school when we spent time with my late grandma. After school, we would go home, and sometimes we have to go to the farm once we drop our school bags. I don't remember if they used to give us homework. I think we did everything in school before we went home. So there was nothing like a homework. It's practically once the kids go back to school, we just play the rest of the day. So I will go home, then we'll drop our school bags, and then we'll go and meet my late grandma, Dad Jessie. We call her Mama. We'll go and meet her in the farm, and then we'll continue, and then we'll come back home from the farm. Sometimes we eat our lunch there, and if it wasn't on a school day and we went on a weekend, then sometimes we will have both breakfast and lunch in the farm. One of those days we came back from school and we had to go to the farm. My brother, this one, was complaining. He was like, why do we always have to go to farm every day? It's not like we eat all the food on the same day. It's not like we eat all the food at once. All the food, the yam, the cassava, the beans from yesterday, from last week, we have not even finished it. And now we have to go back to farm. And he said he wasn't going. I think I even rebelled with him the same day, so we didn't go to the farm. We went somewhere else. But now that I'm grown and I'm working, I'm supposed to be off work today, off my paid time job, my employment, the one I do in the hospital. I'm supposed to be off that work today. I'm here vlogging. And then I also have my LLC, the staffing company that I have to work on. So now, and then my brother too, when he's not working at his job and he's back home, he's doing something else pertaining to his business that he's doing. And then he has to go to work every day. He doesn't wake up today and be like, oh, the money I made last month, I haven't finished it. Who's that? How is that even possible that you will depend on the money in this America, except you're like set for life, you know? Even the people that are set for life are still working. The billionaires, they still work. Like they go to meetings, board meetings, they're donating money to somewhere, and they have to make sure that whatever they're putting their money into is actually doing what it's supposed to do. I was just reflecting when this picture came out. I was like, if my grandma hadn't made us go to the farm every day and hadn't explained to us that we needed to cultivate, harvest whatever we planted in the farm for the future, probably would have just been ignorant, thinking that we only needed to harvest for today. So she was tough, even though we were young back then, not understanding the reason behind some of the things that we had to do. Now that I'm older, I understand it. It would have been easy for her to tell us then, like, okay, if you people don't want to go to work today, that's fine. We can just sit at our home and eat everything that we harvested. It wasn't realistic. And she is not that kind of person to even give you that option to stay home and not go to farm and not eat. And eat. You have to work and then you gotta eat. My niece is also learning. She told me which day. Last time we spoke, she was telling me, oh my God, adulthood is hard. But she's enjoying the freedom to actually make her own decision. Work. She's in school full time, so sometimes she works part time, and then she's doing good. But that's just what I wanted to share with you guys today. My mom too is I used to say tough cookie. She's so freaking business oriented. My mother cannot even stay idle once. She's always so active. Before I left Nigeria, my mom's a seamstress. That's how she trained us in school. Used to sew. She did a lot of things apart from sewing. One time she was sewing in the morning. She would cook. We call them mama put. She would cook rice and stew. She would take it to work, to her store or shop, and she would sell it from like early morning till afternoon. By the time she's done, then she would just focus on sewing, making dresses for her customers. One time, her shop got razed by fire. I think she was able to get some of her machines back, but she said she wasn't doing it again. She didn't want to go back to sewing, so she started doing something else. And then by the time I came out here, no, she said she wanted to go back to school. So she went back to school to get her, I can't remember, but I know that I was in nursing school here. I was already doing my bachelor's degree when she got her bachelor's, or was it her master's? No, she did her bachelor's while I was still in Nigeria. So by the time I came out here doing my bachelor's, she had gone back to school. And I think she and I graduated at the same time. I came out with my bachelor's degree and she graduated with a master's in psychology. It's not like she's practicing with anything, but she wanted to have that education. She said it was something she pushed aside for us to get our own education. And as soon as all her kids were done schooling, she was like, yeah, it's time for me to do it. So she went and she did it. What's she doing now? She's what you call a homemaker now. She is just in the house, making sure the home front, everything is as it should be, ready for whenever we all come back home to visit in Nigeria. I like that for her. She worked so hard for us all to be where we are. So I'm happy, like, even now she doesn't even relax enough. I want her to relax plenty. Maybe not even lift the spoon in her life. If she wants to eat something, somebody will give it to her. But knowing my mom, nah, she's gonna go to that kitchen and collect whatever she wants to. She's not about that life of pampering, you know. Maybe some level of pampering, but not to the level of like she cannot raise her hand to take spoon. Anyway, that's it. Family history. But today I had a whole lot of stuff that I wanted to do. I was scheduled to do, I don't know if this is too much information, but it's my life, right? I was scheduled to do a mammogram. I went, this is what happened. I had gone to see the chiropractor yesterday because I need some adjustment. He said something about my spine that I've never heard before. So I was like, what? So he was like, have you ever done any kind of radiology studies? That I said, well, not for my spine. I haven't done anything like that. Because, I mean, I think from all the sitting and walking, sometimes I have like this kink in my upper back. So I keep trying to do this. Yoga helps. I use my yoga ball and the ring. Sometimes it helps. So he said, I might need to do an x-ray. But anyway, he pulled up I was able to sign on to one of these places that I do radiology with. Then I got to find out I didn't have any x-ray studies done. I did have a mammogram done. So I didn't have to go do another one because I was scheduled. I hate that thing. I don't know, women my age, if you've ever had to do mammogram, how does it feel? That thing. I feel like the way they push up my boobs, I don't even have any, but by the time they're done, I feel like I'm flat chested. It's all gone. So I try not to do it if I don't have to. So I did not have to do it. I still have to do it this year, but at least I don't have to go do it within the month like my primary care had wanted me to. So all I had to do now was send them. So that's what I did this morning. So when he showed me that I had done it, so I called and had the result faxed to my PCP, so I don't have to do it again until much later in the year. I still have a whole lot of other stuff that I have to do. Clear the dishes, I haven't done that. This from last night. I hate to leave dirty dishes overnight, at least in the sink. I would rather have them stack up in the dishwasher and be ready for washing than have them sitting out in the sink. So I need to clear the sink. That's all I have for today. Thank you again for watching. Maybe I'll do some outdoor recording. We'll see.